Welcome to my channel Echoes of Coin. In 2009, the ordinary 1-cent coin stopped being ordinary. For different pennies were released in a single year, each telling a hidden chapter of Abraham Lincoln's life, from a log cabin to the unfinished Capitol dome. Most people spent them without noticing. But what if the penny in your pocket is quietly telling a 200-year-old story? The 1-cent coin of 2009 holds a very special place in the history of United States coinage. Unlike most years when the Lincoln cent carried a single familiar reverse design, the year 2009 was completely different. This year marked the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln and also the 100th anniversary of the first appearance of Lincoln on the penny in 1909. To honor these two historic milestones, the United States Mint created a unique program that released 4 different reverse designs on the 1-cent coin during the same year. Each design represented an important stage in Lincoln's life, and together they formed a moving biography in metal. The idea behind the 2009 cent was not only to celebrate Lincoln as a president, but to show his journey from humble beginnings to national leadership. For generations, Americans had seen only 2 main designs on the penny: the wheat ears reverse from 1909 to 1958 and the Lincoln Memorial reverse from 1959 to 2008. In 2009, the Mint broke that long tradition and turned the small copper coin into a storytelling canvas. Millions of people who had never paid much attention to pocket change suddenly began examining pennies carefully to find all 4 versions. The obverse of the 2009 cent remained the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait had appeared on the coin since 1909 and was so familiar that the Mint wisely decided not to change it. Lincoln faces right, calm and thoughtful, with the words "I in God we trust" above his head and "liberty" to the left. The date 2009 appears to the right along with the mint mark either D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, or S for San Francisco on proof issues. Keeping the original obverse connected the new coins with a full century of American history. The first reverse design released in 2009 is known as the birth and early childhood design. It shows a simple log cabin in Kentucky where Lincoln was born in 1809. The image is rustic and honest, symbolizing the frontier life of the early 19th century. The cabin is surrounded by split-rail fencing and rough countryside, reminding viewers that Lincoln came from poverty and hard work. Above the design appear the words United States of America and 1 cent, while the motto E pluribus unum curves across the top. This coin tells the beginning of the story: a child born in a small cabin who would one day lead the nation. The second design represents Lincoln's formative years in Indiana, where his family moved when he was 7 years old. This reverse shows a young Lincoln sitting on a log reading a book, while his axe rests nearby. The image captures his famous love for learning and self-education. Lincoln had very little formal schooling, yet he taught himself through constant reading. The design expresses the idea that knowledge and determination can lift a person beyond humble circumstances. Many collectors consider this the most emotional of the 4 designs because it shows Lincoln not as a politician but as a dreaming young man. The third design moves forward to Lincoln's professional life in Illinois. It depicts him standing in front of the Illinois state capitol in Springfield, where he served as a lawyer and state legislator. Here Lincoln appears confident and mature, dressed in a suit, representing the period when he developed his political ideas and reputation. This stage of his life prepared him for national leadership. The building behind him symbolizes democracy and law, 2 principles he would later defend during the Civil War. The coin reminds Americans that great leaders are shaped over many years through experience and service. The fourth and final design honors Lincoln's presidency in Washington, D.C. It shows the unfinished dome of the United States Capitol as it appeared during the Civil War. Construction of the dome continued even while the nation was fighting for survival, and Lincoln insisted that the work go on as a symbol that the Union would endure. This image represents his determination to preserve the United States and to end slavery. Among the 4 designs, this one connects most directly with Lincoln's legacy as president and with the struggles of the 1860s. All 4 designs were authorized by the Presidential $1 Coin Act of 2005, which directed the Mint to create special cents for 2009. The law required that the coins be issued in the order of Lincoln's life stages and that they return to a new permanent design in 2010. The program was similar in spirit to the popular 50-state quarters series, using everyday change to teach history. The mint released the coins gradually throughout the year, which created excitement as people waited for each new design to appear in circulation. The composition of the 2009 cents also has an interesting story. Most circulating coins were struck in the modern copper-plated zinc composition that had been used since 1982, consisting of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. However, the mint also produced special collector versions made from the original bronze alloy of 95% copper, the same metal used for pennies from 1909 to 1982. These bronze issues were sold in sets and were not released for general circulation. The difference in weight and color between zinc and bronze versions became a fascinating subject for collectors. Production numbers for the 2009 cents were enormous, yet lower than some earlier years because of economic conditions and reduced demand for coinage. The Philadelphia and Denver mints each produced hundreds of millions of coins for every design, while the San Francisco mint struck proof versions for collectors. Even with large mintages, finding all 4 designs in nice uncirculated condition became a challenge, as many coins quickly showed wear in circulation. This encouraged people to save rolls and bags of new pennies as keepsakes. The artistic process behind the coins involved several talented designers and sculptors from the United States Mint's Artistic Infusion program. Each reverse was created by a different artist, giving the series a variety of styles while maintaining overall harmony. The Mint reviewed historical photographs, documents, and paintings to ensure accuracy. The log cabin, the Indiana landscape, the Illinois Capitol, and the Washington Dome were all carefully researched so that the small images would carry real meaning. Public reaction to the 2009 cent program was overwhelmingly positive. Schools used the coins as teaching tools, and many families searched pocket change together to complete sets. Coin dealers reported strong interest from new collectors who had never collected before. The program reminded Americans that coins are more than money. They are miniature monuments that travel from hand to hand, carrying national memory. Errors and varieties added another layer of excitement. Some coins showed double dies, die cracks, or weak strikes, which specialists eagerly hunted. Because 4 different designs were being produced at high speed, quality control faced challenges. A few dramatic mistakes, such as off-center strikes or missing design elements, became valuable finds. These errors illustrate the complex industrial process required to create billions of identical pieces. The 2009 cents also appeared in many special products issued by the Mint. There were proof sets, uncirculated sets, satin finish coins, and commemorative albums. The bronze collector versions were packaged in attractive folders explaining Lincoln's life. The Mint even produced special rolls wrapped with images of the 4 designs. These products turned the simple penny into a collectible with educational value. From a historical perspective, the 2009 program connected modern Americans with the long tradition of the Lincoln cent. When Victor David Brenner designed the first Lincoln penny in 1909, it was the first regular U.S. coin to show a real historical person rather than a symbolic figure like Liberty. A century later, the bicentennial designs expanded that idea by showing not only Lincoln's face but also the world in which he lived. The coins became a visual biography accessible to everyone. The economic context of 2009 adds another dimension to the story. The United States was recovering from the financial crisis of 2008, and debates about the cost of producing pennies were intense. Some argued that the cent had lost practical value and should be eliminated. Against this background, the Lincoln Bicentennial cents reminded the public of the cultural importance of the smallest denomination. Even a coin worth only 1 cent could carry priceless heritage. Collectors today view the 2009 cents as a distinct mini-series within the long Lincoln cent collection. Albums usually dedicate a full page to the 4 designs from each mint, creating 12 main circulation coins plus proofs and varieties. While most examples remain affordable, high-grade pieces certified by professional grading services can command strong prices, especially with perfect surfaces and sharp strikes. The symbolism within each design invites deeper reflection. The log cabin represents origins and the American ideal that anyone can rise from poverty. The reading Lincoln symbolizes education and personal effort. The Springfield design reflects community service and the rule of law. The Capitol Dome stands for national unity and perseverance. Together they form a narrative not only of one man but of the nation itself. The choice to keep Brenner's obverse unchanged also honors artistic continuity. Over the decades, the portrait has been slightly modified for better striking quality, yet the essential image remains the same as in 1909. Children who held a 2009 penny were touching the same face their great-grandparents had known. This continuity across generations is rare in modern design and gives the Lincoln cent emotional power. Another interesting aspect is how the 2009 cents circulated internationally. Travelers carried them abroad, and coin collectors around the world sought the complete set. The penny became an ambassador of American history. In many countries where low-value coins had disappeared, people were surprised that the United States still used the cent, and the special design sparked conversations about Lincoln and the Civil War. The program ended in 2010 when a new permanent reverse featuring the Union Shield replaced the bicentennial images. Yet the memory of 2009 remains bright among collectors. That single year stands apart like a bridge between the old memorial cents and the modern shield cents. For many young people, the 2009 designs were their first introduction to coin collecting. From a technical viewpoint, striking 4 different reverses required careful planning at the mints. Dies had to be changed frequently, and distribution channels adjusted so that banks received mixed supplies. The mint monitored demand to decide how many of each design to produce. This logistical effort demonstrated the flexibility of modern minting operations. The educational impact continues today. Teachers still use the coins to discuss Lincoln's life, frontier America, the growth of democracy, and the Civil War. Museums display enlarged images of the designs to explain symbolism. The pennies prove that even everyday objects can serve as historical documents. For investors, the 2009 cents offer long-term potential. While common circulated pieces are worth face value, original rolls, mint sets, and high-grade examples have shown steady appreciation. The bronze collector issues, because of their different metal content, are especially sought after. Future anniversaries may renew interest and increase demand. Emotionally, many Americans feel a personal connection to Lincoln, and the coins capture that feeling in a tangible form. Holding the 4 pennies in sequence is like flipping through a small metal book. The journey from cabin to Capitol mirrors the broader American dream of opportunity and perseverance. The story of the 2009 1-cent coin is therefore not just about numismatics. It is about art, history, politics, education, and national identity. A coin normally ignored in pockets became a messenger from the past. It reminded people that democracy is built by real human lives and struggles. Even today, years after their release, the 2009 cents continue to appear and change, surprising those who were too young to remember the program. Each discovery brings a moment of curiosity. Why does this penny look different? What does the picture mean? In that instant, the coin fulfills its purpose as a teacher. The legacy of the program influences later coin designs. It showed that the public welcomes variety and storytelling on currency. Future commemorative issues on quarters and dollars borrowed the idea of multiple designs to present broader narratives. Abraham Lincoln himself might have appreciated the humble medium chosen to honor him. He often spoke of the common people and valued simplicity. A 1-cent coin passing through millions of hands suits his character better than grand statues alone. In conclusion, the 2009 1-cent coin stands as one of the most creative chapters in United States minting history. Through 4 small images, it traced the path of a boy from a Kentucky cabin to the presidency in Washington. It connected a century of Lincoln cents with a new generation, revived interest in coin collecting, and proved that even the smallest piece of money can carry a powerful story.